Wimmera football time on the Friday night sports show, repeated Saturday morning. And it is good to talk to Scotty Stewart, who is from the Warwick Eagles Footy Club, and he is celebrating the Eagles last week. How are you, Scotty?
I'm going well, thanks, Wayne, yeah.
Well, thanks to the Warwick Herald, where you've been working like a beaver all week after some holidays. It is a good week to come back to work in Warwick, because the Eagles 14-11-95 beat the Saints 7-9-51. And if you played that brand of football, you could test Zimbula this week, who are, if they were to be beaten by the Eagles, could be out of the finals race.
Yeah, it's all come down to that final round, isn't it? And I've been on a bit of leave and missed that game last week, but talking to some people who are at it, and they said that the Eagles put in their best performance for the year. It was a pretty wet sort of ground, and they had a bit of a shower before it was before the senior game, but they said they played it like a dry day, and they really did dominate proceedings. They come away with a pretty good win. I mentioned there last week too that they were going in without one of the key forwards, Ryan McKenzie, and he overcome a calf injury to take his place last Saturday, and luckily for the Eagles, they did, because he's kicked 7 goals, and I think at one stage they said he had 6 out of the 9 goals that the Eagles had put on the board at one stage. So, yeah, you're exactly right, aren't you? And we'll preview other games. But Jimmy, they're in that three-way battle. Every team obviously fighting for that last couple of finals berths. They need a win this weekend, and if the Eagles bring what they brought last week, she'll be game on.
Yeah, Angus Martin was out there giving his all. Mitch Martin, I should say, for the Horsham Saints, kicking for Will Brennan and his brother Angus Martin over there doing the job. What about the Eagles? Ryan McKenzie, Jake O'Donnell, Riley Murrow, and Matty Ench, Lockie Stewart, and Bailey Watts getting amongst it. Goals, as you mentioned, to the Rue McKenzie, and 3 to Jake O'Donnell, and 2 to Dylan Watts. Good from the young gun there. And other matches, Southern Mallee Giants 17-11 continue to win, winning at Hopetoun over 0-1 goal 2. Probably all we can say is it keeps them in touch with the finals fight.
Yeah, exactly. They needed to do that, and they're pretty well tipped and favoured to win that game last week against Nil, and they dominated, haven't they? 17 goals to 1. The Webster boys up there enjoying their time up forward with sharing 9 goals between them. So, a good lead-in for this weekend for another must-win game for the Giants.
Yeah, wasn't it? Horsham D's 13-8-86, the big upset over Ararat, the top side, 10-11-71. I did mention to you last week, would Ararat be a little underdone, and would the D's like to send a message to the Southern Mallee Giants that our spot's not up for grabs? And they did the job over the top side in magnificent fashion.
Yeah, exactly. You did say that last week with the Demons, tipping them over Ararat. I didn't think it was going to happen, but that obviously did, and that was vital for the Demons to get those 4 points. And if not, they'd be they would be sitting in 6th spot and really pushing to make the finals. But great win by them, and sets up this weekend, and they play that vital game against Stall. So, it's just really just made this final round what it's going to be.
Oh, it's great stuff. Minyat Matawa 9-10-64 beat Stall 9-9-63. And to think that that game was almost in the context of it was match of the round, proved to be one of the games of the season, and yet we've been talking about the other games because of the finals. But this really shows what Minyat Matawa have got. I said it earlier on in one of our commentary discussions, that Minyat Matawa win the close games. They just seem to know how to put their nose in front when the final siren sounds.
I think, exactly. We've spoken about that, haven't we, with Minyat Matawa. A couple of times in those close battles, they've a point down at three-quarter time and turned it around and won by less than a kick. And last Saturday was no exception, wasn't it? With this game, there was nothing separated these teams throughout the whole day. But the Burrows, as you say, they get up and win, don't they? And this one by the narrowest of margins. And we sort of we're focusing on those 4th and 5th spot because these two teams they've cemented their spot, haven't they? They're going to play in a qualifying final. It's a result the other way, I think was Stall going into second spot above the Boroughs. So, but as I say, in another week or so, these teams are going to meet again, and they'll play off in the qualifying final. But that one last week would have been a cracker, wouldn't it? With there was a 1 point advantage at the end of the game. So again, just pushes to be what's going to be just the most enthralling final series.
Yeah, fantastic series. Dimboola play Warwick Eagles. You mentioned it before. Dimboola, if they win, they're in the finals. If the Warwick Eagles beat them, then it is going to be relying on other results. So Dimmy at home should beat the Eagles. Have been off that break, as you mentioned, but the Eagles have got some flair and some fight in those wings, and who knows what could happen on a swooping eagle on a roo.
Yeah, exactly right. It's that's exactly the way it should be, and we just put it very well there. But you did hit the nail on the head there too. The Dimboola team, they'll start favourite. They deserve to be heading into this game as favourite, but she'll be a massive game over there at the Dim Rec Reserve this weekend. It's going to be played in fine conditions. I think the way the weather's looking over the weekend, and she'll be a huge test for the Roos, who, apart from wanting to cement their place, we wanted to take some winning form, obviously, into the first week of finals. And as I say, look, they will be favourites to do that, but yeah, if the Eagles can produce what they brought to the ground last weekend, well, then she'll be a tight battle right through to the end, and might be some nervous moments for both sides, I think.
Going to be very nervous moments, that is for sure. I think Dimboola get home. And Walsham D's, they play Stall on form at home. This is a really, really big contest. I think the D's win this match.
Well, this is the one we've basically been pointing at this game for about the last 3 weeks, I reckon, in that with Horsham, regardless of what other results happened previously in the previous weeks, it was always going to be coming down to this game, and it's still coming down to this game, isn't it? For the Horsham boys. Stall, obviously, they've cemented their top 3 berth, so they're fine. They are coming, I think it's 2 out of 3 they've lost over the last 3 weeks. And last week it was only by a point. So it's not a real good indicator to say that they're in bad form or anything. But the Demons, with that win over Ararat last week, they'll be chock full of confidence. And on their home deck at City Oval, they'll appreciate being at home. So it's a real tough one to pick in that with this game. Maybe Horsham, because they got so much more to play for. As I say, Stall's cemented their spot there in. They don't have to worry about it. But must-win battle for Horsham. So Geordie Burke, he's going to have those kids fired up for this clash, and just hoping that they bring the same form and intensity what they brought last week against Ararat. So yeah, look, to put a tip out there, I'll say the Demons, and if I say that obviously means they're going to play finals this year.
And the Southern Valley Giants won't want you and me to be talking that way, because they will go out against the Horsham Saints at Coghlan. I think the Giants will win that battle.
Exactly, yeah. They're favoured to do that, and they'll probably do that. It might all come to nothing, because if Horsham and Dimmy, they get the 4 points, well, then they cement their place in the top 5, and they'll all finish on 32 points with the percentage separating them. But it's the Giants. They should win this. The Saints had a poor game last week. They'll be keen to bounce back and expand on their Coghlan Park, but you never know what they can do over there. But look, it's a bit like Dimmy and Horsham, and the Giants are playing for so much more, and you just think that they would to get these points. But the end of the day, if we go from what we're talking about there, Horsham and Dimboola may well hold their positions in the top 5 if they get the 4 points.
Dead rubber game is Nil playing against the very powerful Minyat Matoa at Matoa, and I think they'll just burrow in and win by plenty.
Yep, I think so. They see Tanner Smith's back into their lineup this week, so it's getting back to pretty much full strength. So they'll be just sharpening the tools. I think the Boroughs was against over the Mill boys this weekend, and it might be a bit of a one-sided clash, but hopefully, Nil will want to finish their season on a good note and put in a big performance.
Scotty Stewart putting in a big performance at the Warwick Herald, and looking forward to your comments on who makes the final five as we discuss it again next week on the Friday Night Sports Show. Thanks for joining us today.
No worries.